I'm feeling low.
What is up, you guys? Gold Pony here today in the 2018 Audi A7, courtesy of Sun Motor Cars in Mechanicsburg, PA. Definitely excited for this one, so as always, let's start with pricing. And so to start, there are two different trim levels available for the 2018 A7. First one being the Premium Plus, that is going to start at $69,700. Then there is the Prestige for $72,400. Powering this beast is going to be a 3-liter supercharged 6-cylinder engine, putting out 340 horsepower at 5,300 RPM, which, if you guys remember from last year, is actually a 7 horsepower bump for the 2018 A7. And then 325 pound-feet of torque, available at 2,900 RPM. And power is going to be sent to all 4 wheels through Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system. That power is going to be sent to the ground through an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters, which we will be testing on a little later, of course. And when it comes to the 0 to 60 time on the 2018 A7, Audi's numbers, of course, are always understated, but they put it at 5.2 seconds. Motor Trend actually clocked it in at 4.7 seconds, which in reality is the correct number. And if you're looking for MPGs on the A7, that is going to come in at 20 in the city, 29 on the highway, which is actually really good for the 0 to 60 time and the power output on this one. But so anyways, as I had previously mentioned, this one does come with paddle shifters, so to put it in full paddle shift mode, I'm going to slide the shifter all the way to the back and to the right. That is going to allow me full control over the shifting, and so as always, let's test out the paddle shifters and see how quickly they react for us here. Alright, paddle shifters are pretty quick. Not as quick as the RS7, of course, but I will say on the acceleration, this one pins you in the back of your seat without a doubt. Definitely a very nice acceleration on the A7. For that acceleration, actually, the A7 does come with several different driving modes, including Comfort, Auto, Dynamic, and Individual. Of course, Dynamic being the more enjoyable one for an acceleration at least, but those driving modes are going to adjust things like the throttle response, the shift points, and the steering sensitivity as well. So it is most definitely a heavier steering feel when I put it in the Dynamic driving mode, which I am a fan of. But so to go along with the acceleration, braking is equally important. And so up front there are 14-inch ventilated discs, in the back 13-inch ventilated discs. And I will say that was one of the first things I noticed on the A7. The braking feel is excellent. Definitely brings the car to a stop very quickly. Had no issues with having to really stomp on the brake to get this one to stop. But then to touch briefly on the suspension and handling, there is a 5-link front suspension, trapezoidal link rear suspension. To go along with that, I will say the ride quality is also very excellent. This would without a doubt be a very comfortable vehicle to take on long road trips as well. Overall, if I would give this car any constructive criticism as far as performance goes, I would say just make the paddle shifters magnesium like Mercedes and BMW does, but other than that, the paddle shifters do react pretty quickly, and although this is a large sedan, it is definitely quite fun to drive. Then last thing I wanted to mention with the design on this one, at least, it's important to mention this, when it comes to visibility, actually having no issues right now. I can see perfectly fine out the back. I'm 6 feet tall, so definitely no issues for me when it comes to that fastback design back there. But so that one more thing I gotta mention, because this one does have it today, there is a competition package available for an additional $3,000, but it is going to add several aesthetic upgrades as expected. But it actually does add front and rear red brake calipers along with a sport suspension setup as well. So perhaps that is why the steering feel feels so good today for me, because this one does have the competition package, but gotta say I'm definitely a fan. And so, but enough with the driving dynamics, you guys. Let's check out the exterior of the 2018 Audi A7. And so to start, up front you have the Audi single frame front grille as expected, of course. To the sides there are LED headlights with the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark out, those headlights will turn on automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Making your way to the side, there are power adjustable heated side mirrors with integrated turn signals, and I knew you guys are going to ask this question next. Body colored side mirrors do come standard. However, if you go with that competition package that I had previously mentioned, you will get a black gloss finish just like the Audi RS7. So I definitely think that is a nice look, if anything, because the RS7 has it. But continuing on, there's chrome trim around those side windows, as well as supercharged badging within that front fender there. Looking down, when it comes to the wheel setup, there's a nice 19-inch 5-spoke design for both the Premium Plus and Prestige trim levels. That comes standard at least. And there are optional wheel designs available, all sizing up at 20 inches, including the competition package wheel design I have today. And there are 20-inch multi-spoke wheels as well available. But making your way to the back, there are LED taillights back there with rear fog lights as well. There is a deployable rear spoiler, which automatically deploys at higher speeds, or of course you can deploy it yourself by simply pressing a button in front of the shifter there. But anyways, just below it all, twin trapezoidal exhaust outlets with chrome tips. So as always, you guys, here is that exhaust clip. And now, since we are around back, at first I want to mention, to open that rear hatch, you can actually just simply press the button on the key fob if you like and walk away. It will open itself, or just lift under the rear hatch and again walk away and it will actually open itself. So that's definitely nice. And to close it, again, press one button, walk away, and it'll close itself. But once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 24.5 cubic feet, and there is a 60-40 rear split or a center pass-through, whichever you prefer, but either way, it's going to give you a ton of added space if you needed it there. Then make your way to the rear seats. Rear legroom comes in at 37 inches even. I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. And also for those rear passengers, there is rear ventilation, and not only in front of them, but also on the sides and between the doors as well. I thought that was pretty cool. So extra comfort for the rear passengers there. And of course, you got the rear armrest with cup holders as well. But making your way to the front seats, there are 8-way power adjustable front seats with 4-way power lumbar. That's the standard setup. That comes heated, of course, with memory settings if you have more than one driver. And there is an additional package called the Comfort Seating Package that goes for $3,350. But that is going to give you ventilated front seats as well as the massage function as well. So, of course, you need a massage driving home from work, right? But anyways, looking forward, there is a 3-spoke power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And I do have the S-Line badging at the bottom there because that is part of the competition package. But then when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here. It is a heavy feel to it, so definitely a high quality feel to this key here. But you do have lock, unlock, and that button for the rear hatch in the middle there, but it is all keyless entry, so if you like, just simply put your foot on the brake and press that engine start button, which is actually just to the right of the shifter. But so then once started up, tachometer is going to be on your left, speedometer is on your right, along with your fuel gauge. There is a digital display front and center, which can be controlled by using the steering wheel mounted controls on the left side. But of course, that's going to give you things like your trip A and trip B, your average fuel economy, as well as how many miles you have left until you hit empty. You could also display a digital speedometer up there if you wanted to. You have your Bluetooth information up there. But what I'm going to leave it on today, because I love this setup with Audi, is the navigation system front and center, because it helps you keep your eyes on the road, at least when you have the navigation setup, because not every manufacturer puts that navigation system right in front of you like Audi does. Then make your way to overall interior quality. There is HomeLink controls for up to 3 different garage doors on the roof there. Also, ambient interior lighting comes standard on all trim levels. That is a new one for 2018, before it just came on the Prestige. And there is also a sunroof up top, comes standard on all trims again. And there's a couple different finishes you can get with the A7, including birch natural wood inlays, or you can get the aluminum inlays with the suede finish on the doors like I have today, which quite honestly I am loving right now. And also standard for both trim levels, 4-zone climate control, so driver, passenger, and both kids in the back as well. But now to touch on the tech a little bit on this one, when you first start up the A7, this is pretty cool. This tech display actually tucks away originally, but when you start the vehicle up, it pops back out for you. So I think that's pretty cool, at least. This is a nice little feature, but comes standard with Bluetooth and audio streaming. Also Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so you have your free navigation through your smartphone, as well as the ability to like and dislike your Pandora songs up in that screen. You're of course also going to be able to check out your driving modes up there. You have your radio settings as expected. And by the way, when it comes to the sound system on this one, it is going to come standard with both trims. It is going to be a Bose surround sound system with 14 speakers, 630 watts. So let's turn on the radio and test out the clarity of that one.
In the headlights, I'm a mama's boy, I'm a fist fight.
Wow, actually for regular radio, that was amazing. Very insanely loud if you wanted it to be. Good bit of bass. Honestly, it works perfect for the A7, so definitely a fan of that sound system on this one. But so then last thing I wanted to mention on that screen is there is a rear view camera for every single trim level, of course, and you do get a corner view camera if you go with the Prestige as well, which is new for 2018. But anyways, that is going to show you what or who is behind you, so you don't go running anything or anyone over, which as always is going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags, also driver and passenger knee airbags as well. That doesn't come standard on every vehicle. In the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Also standard, a tire pressure monitoring system, as well as an electromechanical parking brake just to the left of the shifter. There's also going to be Audi side assist with pre-sense rear, and there is a driver assistance package available as well for an additional $2,000, but that is going to add adaptive cruise control with stop and go, active lane assist, Audi pre-sense plus, and high beam assist. And so, but anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold!